Hey everybody, I just want to welcome you to Nursing 117, your pharmacology course. All right, so a little bit about your professors. It's quite possible that you may have a different instructor for your section of this particular course. However, I want to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Colleen Gordon. I have been at Fayetteville Tech now for, over 6 years. I have done a myriad of things. First and foremost, I am a graduate of this program, this nursing program. So it is a blessing to come back full circle and teach you. I absolutely love it. Um, I am a med-surg nurse through and through. Moms and babies and kids. My favorite is geriatrics. My favorite is just straight up med-surg. I think you can learn so very much from that. I absolutely love pharmacology, probably because when I was a nursing student, I did not like pharmacology at all. I found it so stressful and hard. So, I guess what's really important to know about me is that I try to make it in a way that you can understand it for where you're at. So, I guess maybe a little personal stuff. I'm married. I have 3 children. My youngest is about to graduate soon, and we are doing this in 2021, so she'll be graduating this summer. I have a cat. I love cats, by the way, and I love coffee. So sometimes I get a little long-winded or talk too fast. So hopefully, with our video presentations in this course, if I'm going a little bit too fast, or anything like that, you can just slow it down, rewind it, and do what you need to do. But if you're interested in knowing more about me, I am also interested in knowing more about you. So please feel free to come meet me. My office is located right now in the Health Technology Center on the second floor in Suite 253. All right, so let's take a little bit of time to talk about your pharmacology course. There's been a few changes from previously, because you know that happens in nursing. So, as of right now, spring 2021, Nursing 117 is a 16-week fully online course. So, this course will run through the whole duration of the semester. You may have this course as well as another nursing course, and that's called a co-requisite. So if that is the case, I'm just going to put the disclaimer now that our concepts may not align up specifically. They may not be perfect. I don't teach to one other course, neither does any other instructor in pharm. But we do try to give you a general knowledge, either from what you may have already learned, where you're currently already at, and a smidge of where you might be going to. So just know that if you're in a co-requisite nursing course, whatever that course may be, they're not going to match, but they don't have to, because pharmacology, we just got to learn about it. We got to do it. It is fully online. So this is the one course right now in the program that is 100% online. Um, we have 2 components. It's class and lab. So class is online, 1 hour of contact per week for class. So let's just pretend you're sitting in class with me for an hour. And then we have a lab component every week that's 3 hours. So we're going to talk a little bit more about maybe how that plays out in our course. But there's very few things you're going to have to come to for a face-to-face, if at all. Okay, and the only thing you might need to come face-to-face is a proctored exam of a sort, because we have to do that. Your common graded components in this course, because that's what we all want to know about. We are going to have quizzes. That's one element of our course, because we want to reinforce that knowledge that we're learning. Those will be done online and independently. They will be timed. They will be one attempt. Okay. They will be within Blackboard as of this particular date of this creation of this video. So just know that you will have to do those. We will have a midterm and a final. So that's a little different. Um, than what you may have experienced in a previous nursing course or another institution. So those will be proctored, and those will be through ExamSoft. And we'll talk a little bit more about ExamSoft later. Discussion boards are a common element of an online course forever. Even at the graduate and doctoral level, we have those. Not to say that you're going to be discussing at that level, but you can anticipate a discussion board maybe every other week in this course, okay? So we want to talk to each other, so make sure you look at that, and we'll talk more about looking at the rubrics for that. You will have lab assignments. So your lab assignments are going to be multiple parts. You're going to have to do a couple of different things. Remember, each week has about 3 hours of lab for contact time, but you're not going to have a lab assignment every single week as of right now. So we're going to take it as we go, and there's going to be different things that you're going to do. And each of the activities that you are going to do in your lab assignments are going to count for that graded component, and do have to complete all of them because they are going to help you for your midterm and your final. But the biggest question I always get, as I've taught pharmacology now for a little while, is what about dosage? I can tell you this, that you do not have a dosage competency exam in this course. However, dosage is going to be included in your entire life. I promise you, nurses, you will do this. So we're going to stay proficient with it. So dosage is going to be incorporated anywhere we can put it into. I will guarantee you, you're going to have dosage questions on your quizzes. You're going to have dosage questions on your midterm and final. And some of your lab work is going to require dosage competency. So we're going to stay proficient with it. I've also made a couple of videos for that for you as a resource and building and learning. So we're going to stay up on that so that you can stay current with your co-requisite course and your current practice. So one of the biggest elements of an online course is the learning management system, and that's the platform in which we do everything that we do. We use Blackboard, so that's going to be like your home spot. I do want you to know that I want you to take the time when I open up the course or your instructor opens up the course, to review your Blackboard course to its extent that's available to you, so you can get used to it and get a feel for it. When it comes to online courses, there are required orientation items that must be completed by a certain due date and time. And this is required by the college, so you will have to do something within the first day or two of the Blackboard course starting. Believe me, it's not going to be too hard. It's not going to be stressful, but you do have to do it. So one of the first things I want you to look at is, in your assignments, in your modules, there's an orientation folder, and I really need you to complete the orientation item so that I can count you in the class. That's part of your attendance. It's part of being able to record you being there and ready to go. So make sure you do that. That's the first point with Blackboard. The next thing that everybody wants to look at is the course syllabus, and normally it's because of the graded components, and we just talked about that. So I do want you to review the syllabus in entirety. There will be a syllabus agreement form that you will submit in Module 1 at this time. Also, the ADN Student Handbook. It's going to be available for you electronically. We want you to review that as well, and there will be agreement form for that to be completed by a certain due date and time. Typically, changes may come every year with a handbook. Sometimes they come every semester, so we want you to look at that, make sure there's no changes from a previous semester, or if you're new to our program, we want you to know what's available for you in the student handbook, for you and for us as well. The next thing you're going to want to take a look at is the assignments and modules. You want to make sure that you're going through all the folders within the modules. They're laid out very similar. So once you look at 1, 2, and 3, you're going to see how they go. It will tell you everything you need to do, as well as your syllabus will tell you what you need to do and your calendar. So we want you to just kind of know and get the feel for everything. All your resources, reading, assignments, quizzes, labs, whatever you need is all there for you in your modules. So take some time in the beginning of our course to really look through that and wrap your brain around it and what you want to do. Discussion boards, again, a very prominent element of an online course. We will be doing discussion boards within our course. We will be doing some traditional discussion boards, and we are looking at maybe doing something a little different in a way we can discuss, so that may come. But I do want you to look at the discussion board you have. There's a button or a link on the left-hand side of your Blackboard course that you can look at. And your prompts are available within the modules, so you should be able to see those. Can't post before time, but once you look at your rubric, you'll see that. Your calendar, it's a button or a link on the left-hand side of your Blackboard course. This is your one to go to stop. Everything you will need will be on your calendar. This will also, because it's in real time, if in the event, remember I said, got to stay flexible. If anything were to change, we'll change the calendar. We will also notify you. So that calendar is there for you. And if you're in a co-requisite nursing course, you can merge those calendars so that everything populates in one screen for you. So if you're interested in knowing how to do that, just let me know. Another really great area is going to be course forums. This course being online doesn't have as many as a face-to-face course with a clinical component, but there's going to be some really important documents in there, not just for the course didactically or for class, but also for lab. So I want you to take a look at what's in there for you. Resources will be put in there, tips and tricks. There is, by popular demand and request of previous pharmacology courses that I've taught, I have made a med list for you by classification and prototype medication, so that you can have a list for the entire semester. So now that's not to say we might not talk about something else new, but for the most part, that med list, those are the meds for those of you that like to study biomed. But we'll talk about medications and how to study with medications in a future slide. Another element of our online pharmacology course is going to be your ATI product. So I want you to know that we're going to be doing some work in ATI, and it's going to be in 2 different areas. And this may be for a graded component, ungraded, exam success, remediation, whatever the case may be. But the 2 places that we're going to live in with 117 is Pharmacology Made Easy 4.0, that's the current edition that they have, and the Active Stack Pharmacology. Now for Active Stack, I've already posted an announcement. You may not have used it if you are a previous Fayetteville Tech ADN student, but I want you to start playing in that a little bit and getting used to that. Pharmacology 4.0, you may have used it or may not have used it in another course, but we're going to go ahead and get some items in there, probably especially for your lab assignments. You want to make sure that with ATI that you follow the course calendar that's available on Blackboard for assignments. They will mimic an ATI. And I'm just going to say, you know, sometimes boo-boos happen. Maybe due dates get a little funky between the 2. If that happens, you just let us know. But for the most part, it's like when you're in ATI, it's an element of your course that you're going to use. I want you to use it to your fullest extent. We all do. ATI is a great resource. I could talk probably for another 30 minutes on that, but I will not. And some parts of assignments are in this product. So like I said, I just want to reiterate, especially for your lab assignments, you are going to be using ATI, and it can be used for a bunch of other things too. So again, I'm going to revert you back to your modules because they're going to outline it. Your syllabus outlines exactly what you need to do, and so does your calendar. Another platform that we use, another resource, is your My Lab that comes with your Pearson Pharmacology text. And I'm just going to revert back to the orientation item. Enrollment in Pearson My Lab for Pharmacology is a required orientation item, so you must enroll in that and be on the roster. So we're going to be looking for that. You will use Pearson both for graded components, non-graded optional components, possibly success for remediation with an exam or a midterm final, whatever the case may be. So we're going to incorporate Pearson into our course. And if you've used it before, it is very similar to the concepts Pearson My Lab. There's products within there called dynamic study modules, and they're based on your individual performance. So although everybody, I don't even know if you get the same questions or don't get the same questions, it's really based on your performance. So when you're doing a dynamic study module, if it's assigned or whether it's graded or ungraded, doesn't really matter, right? Because you want to do it all. It's going to be based on how you perform in the beginning of it, and then it's going to adapt to you and provide you with opportunity. So I want you to invest your time into that when they're assigned or if they're available for you. And again, I just want to reiterate, just like ATI, some of it may be graded, some of it may be optional, some of it may be part of success remediation, but you have a wealth of items there for you in your Pearson My Lab. And also your e-text is in there. So that's where you're going to go to find that information and have your e-text available for you. All right, so here we go. I've done this before, folks. I want you to know I've heard it. All of those medications. But all of those medications, I got to know all of them? Yeah, you kind of do. Um, Pharmacology, and I'm going to talk about this probably in just a minute, it's just a lot more than those meds. It's your practice, it's your patient care, it's patient outcomes. That being said, I want you to be the shark and attack the day. There is a way you can do this. And it all depends on what you do. I'm going to offer you everything we can. First, I'm going to tell you, I want you to use your Pearson My Lab, ATI, whatever method we offer you to the fullest extent that you can. Okay? That's going to be your start. That's going to be your foundation that you build. You're going to have an option when you're learning these meds with some of your activities that you're going to do. You can do med sheets, you can do med cards, you can do concept maps. A new one I've added is called a silhouette. Whatever works for you. I'm the biggest fan of a concept map, but that works for me. Doesn't mean it works for you. I want you to find a way to learn pharmacology in a way that makes sense to your learning style, as well as all of your other instructors. So you're going to have some options with what you can do, but we need to look at what works for you, and you got to take a little bit of time. Flashcards may work for you. They may not. I will tell you flashcards are rote remembering. It's not going to tell you how to be a good nurse. It's not going to tell you how to thwart adverse reactions with the med, but flashcards are a method. I'll stand by this, and I bet a lot of instructors will say too, Future nurses, you cannot memorize a drug guide. There are thousands of individualized medications. That's why they are broken down into classifications. If you learn medications by a classification and use specific medications to trigger what that class is in your brain, there may be 10 meds in that one class. But if you know how one of them works, or you know the class, it's going to help you a little bit longer as you move on. For this course, we will be very diligent in focusing the names of medications to the prototype medications that are available in your Pearson text. So a lot of students have asked me this over the course of a couple of classes. What should we focus on? Should we focus on Pearson? Should we focus on ATI, Davis Drug Guide? I will say start with Pearson and the prototype medications. We're going to list them by classification. We're going to give you the names of them so that you can start learning those. And that list is available in course forms. Now, again, like I said, it's more than just medications. It's more than just memorizing what the med does and what I need to do. Or it's more than the skill of, oh, this is an IV push or a pill, or I need to administer this in clinical, and you will do that. It's about understanding the relationship with the medication and the reason why you're giving it and what you need to know about it, because you've got to know those things and understand them and connect those dots, because that's going to promote patient outcome. I love giving medications. I love teaching about medications. I love caring for clients with medications. Got to know all those little pieces, and you will, but we're going to take it one step at a time. So it's not just more than giving a pill or understanding the mechanism of action of a medication. It is about truly making that connection, and that is what we want to do in this course, and hopefully we can have fun doing it. All right, so just some additional things. I've broken it up into two categories: expectations and communication. All very important to Professor Gordon, probably to your other instructors as well. Always stay flexible. That's my number one rule. Probably got a couple of others, and if I don't talk about them later, stay flexible, stay forward thinking, stay motivated, but flexibility is going to drive the bus. I want you logging into your Blackboard course daily. Now, do I understand that you have other courses? Yep. You might have another nursing course. Yep. Do you have clinical? Yep. They have lab? Maybe. But you got to stay in 117 with me too. So I need to know that you're there. And if I don't see you logging in and see you participating, or you're late on assignments, I'm going to reach out to you. Okay? It's up to you to manage your due dates and times. They're in the syllabus, they're on the calendar, they're in the modules. We'll let you know if changes come. You need to make the plan that works best for you. If your plan isn't working or you're falling behind, I'll let you know. You let me know. We can meet and talk about it. We can create a plan together. So that's what we want to do. Discussions. The rubrics. You've got to look at each course and each rubric. We're going to have an activity of some sort that's going to kind of drive you to do that. So I need you to know when's your initial post due? How many responses do you need to make? When does it fully close? How is it graded? Take a look at that. I make optional forums, especially for any proctored exam. Not graded. Don't have to do it. I post some starter threads in there to get us talking. Things I know that students have asked in the past, or you can ask anything you want. Um, Sometimes I might tell you you're going a little bit too far. Great question. You've exceeded the scope of the course. Let's keep it down to this level. Or sometimes it's like, you know what, maybe we need to talk about that a little bit more. So those are great ways for us to communicate. So the optional forums, if they're available, and it's going to be prep for exam, prep for midterm, prep for final, or the Ask the Professor, all great places to communicate with your instructor. Proctored exams for this course, midterm and final, will be done through ExamSoft and Examplify. It's a student's responsibility to maintain updates, do downloads, to do the mock exams that are provided. And in the event we need to meet for some success counseling, let's do this. I expect you to want to counsel with me. I expect you to want to remediate with me. I want to remediate with you too. I want to counsel with you too, because then we can really get down to your specifics of what you need and what we can do to help promote your success. Communication is a big key, especially in an online course. I expect you to check your email daily, just as I do. Responses will be made within 24 to 48 hours, Monday through Friday, or 72 hours Monday, not Monday, but over a weekend or a holiday if that happens. So let's respect that. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. You may call my office phone, but I may be in class, lab, clinic, or meetings. So really, email is going to be the best way. I'm connected to that a lot more. We can do a lot through email. If you email me, please put your course and section number, especially for 117, and your student ID number on all email communications. You can make a signature block for that. So that way it just populates. You don't have to type it in. I want to thank you in advance for that. That's really going to help us. And I prefer appointments. I want you to make appointments with me because I want to have the time and the preparation ready when you come and do what we need to do. You're more than welcome to walk in on my office hours or division hours. However, I may already have another appointment scheduled. So I send out meeting invites and ask you to accept them. And that's so that we each have the time for each other. So if you can, please make sure you make an appointment with me. And if my hours don't work for your course schedules, I'm more than willing to look at other options. All right, final thoughts is the please slide. So please stay motivated. I know I said my number one rule is stay flexible, but there's a couple other rules I have: flexibility, stay motivated, stay focused, stay forward moving. Motivation is the key to success. I want you to reach out to me or to us, any instructor that you have, if you need anything at all. Okay, it just doesn't have to be about 117, but there's things that happen in life. We don't bite. I swear we don't. So come on in, see us, have a meeting with us, email us. We're here for you. And if there's anything I can ask at all, please, please, please don't wait to seek assistance or help with anything at all. It's hard for us if something has happened and we're dealing in the after effect of it. But if you come beforehand, we have a much better opportunity to seek out solutions to promote your earned success. All right, we're about 30 minutes in. I do tend to get a little long-winded. If you have any questions about this orientation video, please do not hesitate to post them in the Ask the Professor forum of your Blackboard course, and I look forward to seeing everybody in class. Have a wonderful day.